Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Karen Weaver, and I am the proud publisher of this beautiful book, The Beautiful Language of the Heart, that you can see right behind me here on this graphic. It is authored by the wonderful Anamika, and we have a beautiful endorsement by Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York. And in this book, Anamika invites you where evolution is inviting us to go. And it's just beautiful. I just want to read the blurb, and then I'm going to introduce you to the woman herself, who I know you're just going to fall in love with, just as I did. So, The Beautiful Language of the Heart chronicles the powerful transformational journey of Vaughn, a young man with non-speaking autism. He emerges from years of isolation to discover his gifts and communicate in ways that transcend words. This deeply moving, remarkably tender and heartwarming story touches on universal themes of healing, connection, and self-discovery that apply to us all. It's a story of evolving through pain, of finding joy, and the embracing the unimaginable beauty of one's true self. Absolutely beautiful, and this story captured my heart, and I'm so blessed to be part of the process. So I'm just going to invite the wonderful Anamika to come join me. Anamika, how are you going?
Hi, Karen, and hello
It's so
to everyone joining us.
We are here today, and we have been on a journey of publishing, but the journey that we have been on beforehand was when I was introduced to the amazing documentary that you produced with the wonderful Vaughn and his family. Can we speak to that first, the inspiration behind the book, Anamika?
Well, have you ever had one of those absolutely transcendent moments that just open your soul, open your being, changes you forever? Well, that's what happened when I met Vaughn. And his mom had asked me to do a session with him and work with him. And I said, well, I have no experience with non-speaking autism. So the answer is no. And she said, wait a minute, just do what you do. Don't worry about the autism and just do what you do. So I sat with Vaughn. We sat on Zoom for the first time. And I was so deeply moved and touched. We had this connection that just was soul to soul, heart to heart. And what I noticed about Vaughn right away is, due to the autism, one of the gifts of his non-speaking autism is that he doesn't wear the same filters that a lot of people wear, the masks and all the mental chatter going on. None of that was happening. He was just there, present. And I could feel him, and he could feel me, and we could feel each other feeling each other. And it was like the recognition of our humanity and our multidimensionality as humans without saying a word to each other. We just sat there. And because of that connection, which is actually possible with everybody, it's possible with animals, with nature, with all that is, because the point of our lives is that kind of connection that is so transcendent. It just moves you. It takes your breath away. It moves you to tears. And that's what people want about when they fall in love, or when they want to love, that when they want to connect, that's what they're looking for. And Vaughn and I just sat there connecting at such a level that he gradually, I didn't even need to ask him anything or say anything. He just started volunteering what was really going on for him. And Vaughn had been taught to type when he was 7, which was very important. And he was getting all kinds of help to develop his motor skills and to do all kinds of things. But internally, on an emotional level, he felt very isolated and locked up, like he wasn't really able to be reached and communicate. So as we sat there connecting multidimensionally with energy, just with energy, he began to share himself week by week with me. And he was 21 when I met him, and he's about, I think, 25 now. We've been together for a bunch of years on a weekly basis. And he started talking about how isolated he felt, but that he was finally communicating. And then he really started sharing very deep things that actually, like, well, I feel broken. I feel like there's something wrong with me. I'm judging myself. I don't feel good about myself. And I said to him, I would never underestimate the challenges and difficulties you have with non-speaking autism, but you might not be aware, Vaughn, that every human has those feelings. Every human at some point feels isolated. We feel limited with our beliefs. We feel challenged. We're looking for deeper connection. We're looking for more love. We're looking to feel alive, really, really vital and alive. And the programs of self-punishment and self-judgment or thinking that there's something wrong with us actually take away that vitality. Those programs that every human has put us into a lot of fear and a lot of mental stories that take us away from the transcendent experiences of safety and vitality that we actually have access to. So with this journey with Vaughn, it not only changed him, but it changed me deeply, because I can feel him feeling me, and the two of us together connecting at a level of all of that beautiful multidimensionality that is natural for every human, but most people never access that. So a lot of people live in a very limited way. And my desire, as well as Vaughn's, is to help people open to their true multidimensional nature, where we can feel the connection that we have with ourselves, with each other, and with all that is. And so I was so moved by these sessions that I asked Vaughn at some point, can we tape these? Is that okay with you? And he said, yes, it is, because I really want to help other people with non-speaking autism. And also I want to help everybody, because I can see that this is something everybody's needing and wanting, is to really be able to feel ourselves and each other at multidimensional levels that most people don't go to. So we decided to make this documentary, which is a series of sessions. So each session was taped, and then I pulled out some gems from those sessions and put them together. It's in a very homemade documentary, but it's up on my website, and it shows the progress that Vaughn made from feeling he was broken to really loving himself and appreciating himself and seeing the gifts of the non-speaking autism, not just the challenges, which are many, but the gifts of not having those same filters that most people have. And without the filters, you have such direct access to your telepathy and multidimensional nature and your deep, deep energy. So Vaughn can really see the beauty and blessings of the path that he's chosen. And each of us has chosen a path that's right for us. And the goal of everybody's path is to open more into our connectedness, our love, our interconnectedness, to connect with the oneness as well as our individuality. So, yeah.
Just breathe that in, everyone. Breathe that in. And it is the beautiful language of the heart. It's a universal language. And one of the things that, like, I was gifted this experience of watching the documentary, and I highly recommend that everyone goes to anamika.com and watches the documentary. It's there. But to watch the growth that happens, to watch the connection that happens, and to watch the transformation that happens by connecting through like souls, just like souls connecting, and this transformation happening before your eyes. And I remember reaching out to you and saying, Anamika, we all need to be able to have these skills to be able to connect with each other in this way. It's what humanity needs right now. And then you started to write the book and extract the golden nuggets that everyone can access. And that's what the book, this is why we're having this launch today, is for the book that extracts the wisdoms. But I would love everybody to watch the documentary. And do you want to say anything to that, Anamika?
Well, the way that Sarah Ferguson got involved with all this is that she watched the documentary, and she was so moved because she's a person who's been working on herself, getting to know herself over many, many years. And when she watched Vaughn go through the different stages that he did to come to the light, she realized, oh my goodness, that's my journey too. You know, what I've seen him do is really touching me deeply. So she wrote the foreword to the book because she realized that, oh, his journey is a universal one for everybody. It isn't just for people with non-speaking autism. It's really to help everyone find those places in themselves. But the documentary and the book both have the energy that can bring people to an experience. And I'm all about experiencing things, not just talking about them or explaining them, but actually setting up workshops and classes and things where people get to actually experience in their own body, in their own life, what those multidimensional states can bring them to. And so the book and the documentary also have that energy transmission within it, that if you read the book or you watch the documentary and go into a feeling state, just feel deeply what you're getting, you'll feel yourself moving into those states of being as well and having different experiences. So the book was written in a way to provide that, to offer that.
So much for me to decipher here. There's just so much goodness, and I just want to guide people to it because you're such a gift to the world, Anamika, and I've said it from the moment that I've met you. And it is about us trusting and experiencing, and also having you create this safe space for people to explore this and to go inwards, because so many people fear going inwards, and we can't avoid it. If we try to avoid it, we'll be made go inwards. Do you know what I mean? Life will happen and we'll have to go inwards, and we either choose to embrace it and learn and grow into ourselves and get to know ourselves. And these are tools that we can learn from you that bring us into that interconnectedness, not just with ourselves, but with others, so that we can be able to work with these different multi-dimensional energies so that we energize ourselves and become the best version of ourselves. And it's there for everyone to access. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing to experience. I've been to some of your live calls, which you host monthly, which is just beautiful. And the energy in the room and all of the connectedness that you feel there is truly, truly special. But I just want to touch on this first, bring up the Duchess so she can join us on screen here, because she's a big part of this journey. And this is the Duchess when she was touring Australia with us, and she got the first copy of the book. And I just want to read a little part of her foreword, which is, I am totally delighted to introduce you to one of the most unique stories in the world. It's an inspiring example of what's possible in finding yourself. So don't give up on anyone, and don't give up on yourself. Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York. Isn't that beautiful to have that support? Look at you reading that in. Isn't it gorgeous? Beautiful, beautiful. And we can feel her here with us, and the Duchess highly recommends this book. And look at, isn't it beautiful? Beautiful. The cover in itself was a journey. And Anamika, can you share with people who are watching about the journey and why it's important to honor it? And yes, there may be challenges, but how we can approach that.
Well, life was meant to be a joyous exploration. And sadly, for most people on the planet, there's been a tremendous amount of suffering. And it doesn't have to be that way. So when we learn to tap into the flow of creation and really become in harmony with the flow of creation itself, then life begins to become very effortless, elegant, and graceful. And the suffering and the struggle goes away. And people end up, when we want to change, when we're willingly changing, we can change by choice, just by choosing to grow and look within and change. And when we don't choose that, we end up banging our head on the wall, or we end up in crises that are very unfortunate. But when we really choose to do the work to get into harmony with life itself and with the flow of creation itself, with our multidimensional nature, with our connectedness, with our interconnectedness, when we get in harmony with that, life, we just receive life. We're not victims of life. We get to receive from the beauty and the graciousness of life, which life becomes then very synchronous and miraculous.
Oh, I just love that, the graciousness and the synchronicities that happen when you embrace that creativity and it's a gift to us, and we're able to create in that form. It's just beautiful. And one of my mottos is love life and it will love you back. So if you come at life with love, it will love you back. I want us to talk on love and what a powerful energy it is, and the beautiful language of the heart lends with that. It's fueled by love, because that's what our heart is. It's filled with love. I believe it's like an infinite well. The more we give, the more we have to give. That's just my perspective on it. But I would love for you to share your beautiful wisdoms on love and energy.
Well, everybody has a magnificent, magnificent essence that radiates from our soul through our being, and it's palpable in each person. Our heart and our soul is just so full of light and so full of goodness and love, and those radiate naturally when we get out of the way. And what happens is that we have a lot of mental stories and a lot of false conclusions about ourselves and about life, and when those get in the way, it shuts down our own access to that beautiful radiance that everybody has. So my work is about helping people tap into the true nature of who they are at their deepest level of heart and soul, and let that radiance pour forth in their own unique beauty and creativity and their own unique expression, which is, for everybody, it's very different. But we're here, everybody is here to find those deeper levels of connectedness and interconnectedness where the love comes from and where we can access the depth of our own heart and soul.
Ah, that's it. Absolutely. And because I knew our time would fly in, Anamika, because we're watching the sun go down behind you. It's beautiful. What is the most important? I know there's lots of messages, and it's going to be really hard for you to choose one. But what is the most important message that we can all learn and take away from you and Vaughn?
Well, if you can accept, when a person can accept everything about your life, whether you like it or not, like Vaughn he didn't like that he couldn't speak at times until he came to see the gift of that. But when we can truly accept who we are and just trust the rightness and goodness of the path that we've chosen, then we let go of the resistance and the struggling, and then we start to be at ease with ourselves and at peace, so that it's not our circumstances that create our pain, it's our resistance to who we already really are and the path that we've chosen. So when we go into deep acceptance and forgiveness and gratitude for who we are and where we are and what our life is, when we find gratitude for that, then it allows the doors to open.
Oh, beautiful. Yes, to release resistance, because it's not going to change anything. If anything, it's just going to hold you in that place that you do not want to be. But when you embrace gratitude and acceptance and all of those things that help you get back into flow, you experience life, I suppose, with more peace, really,
Yes,
don't you?
more peace. Yeah, yes. And that includes, believe it or not, even embracing and accepting the parts of us that we don't like or we think should be gone. Because when we can even do that, then everything releases.
It's just beautiful. Anamika, thank you so much for this conversation. I got so much. Every time I'm just like, breathe it in, breathe her in. She's just so refreshing. But thank you so much. This book is a breath of fresh air into, and should be on everyone's shelf. So I highly recommend that everyone goes to either Amazon or serenitypress.org or wherever bookstore and order a copy. We have beautiful hardcovers and soft covers available, and ebook. So we hope that you go and get your copy, and we would love to hear from you, wouldn't we, Anamika? Where can people come to us at Serenity Press or to anamika.com and let everyone know what you think and how this work and this conversation and even the documentary has impacted you, because it will.
Yes. Thank you,
Beautiful.
Karen. Thank you
Thank you so much.
for your lovely presence. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you, Anamika. And thank you to everyone who has been watching. And we look forward to hearing your reviews, seeing this book get out into the world and do its work. So please keep connected, and we shall see you again soon. Bye, guys.